We have reached the halftime interval at the Luzira Prisons grounds, and it is goalless. Not so much to be produced from both sides in the 45 minutes, and you could see clearly that Wasabosa is frustrating the Maroons side, trailing yet to get a goal in that first half play from Maroons FC, and of course Mbarara City not getting a goal in the first half, and it is goalless. Not much to separate the two sides, gentlemen. First half 0-0, and not much talking points, but probably some notable saves from the goalkeeper of Mbarara City. Bula, let's start with you.
Yeah, he has to do better because as a substitute bench, there is Mutebi, who was the starter for Mbarara City FC. But then Wasabosa, as a coach, usually gives each player some minutes in every game or in any game that comes. He was given the nod to start in this game, and he had a beautiful game versus Sevilla. Today, coming through at Maroons FC, he just has to do better. And you look at the way he's dealing with those crosses coming in, dealing with the defense, maybe getting in the commands. It's a good display from him as a goalkeeper, and he's still helping them. And then defensively, they're still working as a unit. I've seen the defensive part of Odongo, and then the new substitute coming in, that is Village Situ, making that two central defensive midfield pact, which is helpful for them, getting that compactness in the midfield. But still, going forward, that's where the problem is for Wasabosa. As much as defensively, they try to do their best, but still going forward, the likes of Sadat Nsubuga, Chitegenyi, Akandanaho, they're a little bit silent. And I don't know why all of the attacks are tilted on the right side, where Sadat Nsubuga is positioned. Maybe it was because of exposing that void left by Edward Chigozi. They want to use that as an advantage for them as Mbarara City FC. But nothing has come out of it. We need to see a better Mbarara City FC in the second half. But 0-0 still is still an advantage to Mbarara City because they have not conceded. Maybe in the second half they can get in something.
Yes, and it looks like the trend is continuing for Mbarara City. Another draw. It looks like they might be going on with it as the game continues. But Tendo, 45 minutes being played, not much to separate the two sides, and we are seeing Mbarara City play mostly on the counter-attack. Maroons trying to push and push, but the goalkeeper of Mbarara City has had probably a good day with coming out and making a couple of saves from the crosses from Maroons.
Yeah, of course, we all know when you were asking about what Maroons can do better that they didn't do when they were losing at NEC. One of the things they didn't do in that game was to deliver crosses into the final third, where it forced Amaku to drift away and try to look for opportunities, which actually played him into the wrong area. Where the man of the match for NEC, we all know the midfielder. This time he has stayed there. Probably the presence of the national team coach puts a pressure on him to try and show that he's really a striker and try to get some opportunities on target. But the crosses have not been directly to him or to his head, or he hasn't met them, and that is where the challenge is, because the goalkeeper, Kim Samba, has probably read the script very well. Every time that there is a cross, he doesn't trust the defenders, and it's obvious Magunda is not there in the team, and Johnny Mugweri is not on the team. So the makeshift back line needs support, whereby it could be you organizing them through verbal discussions or coming to clear the lines yourself, and he has done it very well. The only challenge is in those instances he drops it in an area where a crafty midfielder can drop and actually hit you on the rebound. But that has been an area Maroons haven't utilized very well, because there is Francis Odong running that area. So you probably think that that was one moment he didn't come, and it almost reached the head of Amaku. Right. If he had actually read it very well, and it would have been a different story. The other moments, always he has been coming out to try. And it has actually changed the dimension to have Darius Ojoko coming back to the left, and then Warusi goes to the right, so that at least there are two bigger frames waiting for those crosses, because it has been obvious that Chitagenda was creating those crosses.
Right.
Then all of a sudden the game shifts, and Bika also tries to take some crosses. Incidentally, at first he wasn't moving from the back line because he was helping this disparity that I was talking about. You see, Okao and Kabona. Okao always stays as the libero in the middle. He doesn't go on the left. So Kabona is the one chasing on the left and on the right. Now, in those moments where he's the one chasing on the left to help Chitagenda, it is Biyika who pivots and becomes the auxiliary center back. So he hasn't been given a lot of opportunities to move forward. But after the pressure changed a little bit, he started moving and delivering a few crosses, which are a little bit high. I think the best cross would be the one that comes almost near the heads of the people. But this one goes too high, and the goalkeeper sees it as it's coming and takes a decision. And this is a goalkeeper who is not afraid to come out for the crosses, despite the fact that he has been hit on an occasion. So probably this seesaw affair needs now to have someone to unlock the midfield, like we said. And the battles in the midfield have been so intense that the creative players are now playing from the wide areas.
And we're actually seeing some moments here in terms of creative play and wide areas, like you've said, Tendo. A long ball comes in and picking Nsubuga on the right-hand side, and he lays off a pass in the middle, but that final ball was lacking. There is no one there in that attacking position for Mbarara City Bule.
Yeah. It shows you the formations that, the deployment that Wasabosa really wants. Those three attackers are only with themselves. There's that huge detachment. At least every time they're trying to attack, make the numbers happen in the opponent's own box. Maybe that is when you get a clear chance. In that moment, they play a good link up touch. He tees up for the fellow, and then the fellow tries as much to really cross it to the far post where Joseph Agandanoko is making a run, which was the best move, in my opinion, because you can't look at this midfielder who is a bit behind. You must always look trying to get forward, but just make the numbers forward.
I'm looking at this picture of here, Bule, and Seria Gumaho is not there in that picture.
Yeah.
I mean Chitegenyi, sorry. Chitegenyi is not in that picture there. If there was a possibility of him passing that ball, throwing that ball through, I'm wondering whether Chitegenyi would have gotten a chance right there. But you could see in that play right there, he's lacking behind.
He was the one who had dropped so deep this way, and the reaction speed wasn't enough. Even the midfielder Mwanje did not progress there. But the choice of the pass was perfect, only that it skidded where there is a water trap, and it didn't go because it had evaded Okao. Okao only got it after it touched the water. Look at it. It would have been gotten into the space of the on-running player.
They are trying to make use of the right wing, where Sadat Nsubuga has the ability to beat 1v1s, but also make runs with the ball and then cross those balls as they come. You look at how they play their counterattacks only on the right. Chitegenyi had dropped back to get the link-up play and then join the forward line. But the only problem is that they are not making numbers in the opponent's box. Whenever they get the ball, at least try to get the numbers into the box. Maybe leave behind the likes of Odongo and the back line. That can be helpful to Mbarara City. But for now, if you don't make the numbers going forward, then it's detrimental to you as Mbarara City FC.
And this is another moment here that Maroons, that
having
Tendo
seen
was
this
crying
move
about.
here,
Yes.
I think Bika would not have used the first touch to set his ball because it wasn't perfect. Probably would have cut it inside the same way here Mbarara was trying to play the interplay, or else he wouldn't have touched it very widely because it was read very well by the defender, and he came and put pressure on him.
Yeah, but
that was a close moment for them to reach the goal.
You do have to credit Orombi for making that clear pass.
Clever play from Orombi.
Yes.
We used to call him RP Moja.
RP Moja.
Yeah.
What was that? What does that stand for, Tendo?
RP is a rank.
Yes.
Then Moja is the first rank. Then Mbili, Tatu. So we say RP Moja macho kubwa.
But it is goalless. It is goalless in Luzira. What needs to be done in the second half? Of course, on one side, Mbarara City, if they continue to play like this, they will end up probably getting a draw, hoping that one of the chances might go their way. On the other hand, Maroons is pushing for that goal, for that killer goal. What needs to be done in the second half, Bully?
Basically, both teams are not doing the best form-wise, because Mbarara City, in the last 2 games, in the last 3 games, that is 2 draws and then 1 loss.
Yeah.
Then Maroons at home, 3 draws. That is a big task. Two draws and then 1 loss. Maybe they need to change the trajectory of how they're going to handle the game. Many substitutes on the bench. I can't speak of both sides, how the coaches are going to really make those changes stick for them, but it's up to them. But Maroons, as being the home side, I still ask more from them. They need to up their tempo in this game.
A very frustrating game, Tendo. Your thoughts on that?
It's really frustrating, and you can't even see where the team is not clicking to try and help. Probably add a few bodies in the wings, probably like Sulampanga, who had some game time in his double licensed role, and they didn't win the game. So he might redeem himself if he's given a chance. And then, of course, Isaac Mpaji, the one that I think after not having this midfield of ours who got injured again.
Yes.
The former URA player, Jackson Nunda. You
yes.
think the closest one there is Isaac Mpaji. Or hopefully Tusubira has the form back, because they really need to unlock now. In the middle, the battle is about now trying to dribble, because the flexing moment we have all seen, the winner is always Sivida and Odong.
All right, let us hand you over to the second half at the Luzira Prisons grounds, where it is goalless, and Maroons, Mbarara City, it is 0-0. On the other side, Chitara is leading NEC Football Club by 1-0, and the second half has just kicked off.